Good afternoon. My name is Belinda. Welcome to Belinda's Baubles, Christmas in July. Today I had planned, since the grandkids went home, to just have a nice calm, maybe 20 minutes where we would just sit, talk, knit or crochet together. But life has kind of thrown me a bit of a loop. This morning I was a good girl, was watering the plants that I had been working on, and unfortunately I sprung a leak that Sam notified me of after I went off to work. And guess where the leak is? The wall right behind my yarn stash. So far everything looks okay. Everybody gasp, feel sorry for me, but today instead is a move the yarn stash day. So let's see what happens. My yarn stash normally lives in the front room at our house, in this lovely cabinet that had been gifted to us from a friend. Sam used to use it for another purpose and then let me take over it. But it's normally right here, which is no longer the safest option. So instead, we're going to go through this cabinet, take everything and take it upstairs, and today may be a day where you get to see my yarn stash. All right, let's see what happens. While the guys are working on the issue, I figured I'd check on the yarn because I'd been at work when all this happened and had to wait a while before I could get home. The cabinet over there was also against the wall. That's my fabric stash, which is not a ton. It's more beads too, as far as from different crafting. And then in this, which was, I had kind of a seating area with blankets over it and everything, was an old autumn storage that I had got found on the curb, you know, when you're shopping on the curb. It has a really sophisticated aperture here that I use to keep it open. Nothing like finding uses for canes. Okay, in here is mostly my old acrylics, some universal wool that I'd gotten, and a little bit of fabric. Everything from baby bottles from when I was doing bottle covers for the Texas Longhorns and other things. I had a lot of different size bottles that I was making the covers from. But so far I've looked down through here and I have not seen any damage. And I found Waldo. How about that? Yeah, so looking down through my bottom stash, even Raggedy Ann seems to be okay. Okay, so Waldo's going back to bed. And next we're going to get into the actual cabinet, which is where my good yarn stash is. Okay. It's kind of like Schrodinger's cat. As long as I don't open it, everything's okay. So here's crossing fingers. I believe everything's okay because I did move it all over into plastic containers this last year instead of having it out with somewhat closed baggies. All right, let's see. get the microphone here, but welcome to my stash. Okay, so we're sitting here with my stash. All through here, these containers here, these are my hand-dyed yarns mainly, along with a little bit of cheapy cotton. But down here in the bottom, which was at most risk, this is my sweater quantities. I just this year started buying up like some Premier anti-pilling everyday DK in sweaters quantity. There'll be noise going on because the guys are still working and I don't want to interrupt them. But you get to come along for the journey. Okay, so I was concerned because these are, in the original packaging still. And sometimes the yarn companies will do the air holes and everything. And this is on the bottom. I moved my project bags upstairs into the craft room, but I had not moved all of this. Like I said, Premier had a really good sale. And since I'm knitting more sweaters, I got me a few. Okay. All right. Sorry for the plastic, but this plastic is saving my life at this point, it looks like. And I've got, like the anti-pilling. This was also Premier. This is Everyday Dots. It's an acrylic yarn in a 3 sport weight DK. It is so soft. And I want to make a cardigan out of this. I made a baby blanket. This is why I made a baby blanket earlier in the year. And it is on the bottom. And it's dry. I also checked down in the bottom over here where it's open to the back. And that's where the water really would have come in if it got up that high. And that's where the Nomad was. And it's safe. And even my blocking mats are okay, so they're not wet. So it looks like I was saved from a big disaster as far as I'm concerned that could have happened. We still have to deal with the water and everything and the issues over there, and my poor plants need to be watered from time to time, and that's the closest one. But at least my precious is safe. And over the course of this next month, my precious is going to go upstairs into the craft room. Because I think this cabinet has served its purpose. All right, I will check back in with you guys later. Thank you for being here through my anxiety-ridden afternoon. And hopefully, we may even get a chance to sit and relax for a little bit this evening. Okay, so I've gotten the yarn upstairs. Had to do a little bit of straightening up, not much, from Shauna and the kids going home today. And so now my craft room / guest room is now the craft room again. So this is where we are. I've got a lot of organizing to do. Seaver has a wardrobe over here. We had redone his room when we had a flood, and I had taken the closet out so that we could make it en suite and put a doorway into the bathroom, and got an IKEA wardrobe, which is over here in front of me. So that is going to become the new home for my precious, precious yarn stash. And this podcasting journey may become me working through my stash like everybody else, but you know I'm going to be collecting more. I know I will. I just threw away belly bands from so many skeins that I have knitted and crocheted in the last 2 years. So I know I'm working my way through. Of course, I'm getting new in, but I really don't want to sit there and analyze that too much, other than making sure I stay within my budget and it does not become a hardship on my family. Otherwise, what all of this is, let me show you. Bear with me. Okay. All right. So, over here, this is some Heritage Wave from Cascade Yarn, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, and this gorgeous orange. This will be a ranunculus short sleeve. Okay, so I have plans for it. This is from when Beachy Breeze was at the shop, on the Lamb Yarn shop for Knit Public Day. So that's her Peeping Pansies. The Protostar, that one on the bottom, that one is going to be a pair of socks. But the Peeping Pansies and the Mirasol Amethyst there, that is to become, is it the V-neck? I think it's the V-neck tee with the stripes. Then all of this Premier Wool Select and Everyday DK Merino blend. They had this sale, and I realized that my stash, what it was mainly what's behind me, and I'll show you that in a moment. Here, let me put that so it's not distracting me. Over behind me, I'll show you in a moment, that was mainly my one-off skeins that I just absolutely love, and I love putting them together a couple at a time. But I noticed that what my wardrobe was missing when it came to my knitting and crocheting was just some standard everyday type pieces. And Premier had a sale to where it was like $2.50, sometimes $2 a skein. These are 100-gram skeins. So I got some sweater quantities. This is the gray that I'm doing my colorwork sweater in. So then this Cascade Yarn North Shore Prince. This is, get it a little closer to you. It kind of reminds me of a Western shirt. And then this pink is left over. These are left over from a couple of projects, and there's plenty here to do more. And those are, I think they are 100% acrylic. Let's see here. Yeah, 100% acrylic. They're DK, 220 yards for 100 grams. But I love how they work up, and I've made some baby sweaters. This one I made a short sleeve t-shirt type top for myself. So I've got more of that. Heritage DK in brown. This was going to be a sweater just for something different. And then I have just some different one-offs. I have one in here from Bashful Armadillo. It's this gold with the red. Here we go. This one is the Fort Worth Stockyards. And it even has some blue for the denim. the stockyards here in Fort Worth is real close to where my parents grew up. My grandfather worked there, and it's the older part of town. And some of my ancestors came over into Texas in the 1800s and probably ran cattle through there. So it has memories for me growing up when we would come here to visit the grandparents, and stories from my dad and everything. But the stockyards is just a special place for me, so that's a special skein. Just all different ones. If you've watched any of my yarn crawl videos, this is as far, other than the one that whatever I've already started on, this is my yarn crawl yarn. It hasn't gotten organized in, so this is a good opportunity for me to get all this organized. Okay, so over behind me, back here, this is either my sock weight or DK. All of this is cotton back here in a whole lot of different colors. This is just the milk cotton that I got from Temu, and the only yarn that got wet in all of this was one of the Temu milk cottons, which I'm planning on just turning into dishcloths anyway, so that works out fine. So this is 95% animal fiber in these two rows here. Anything from, this is commercial, I take it back, I have one cotton in here, my Regia Tutti Frutti watermelon sock yarn. But the rest of this is opal and on, just the commercial sock yarns. There's a few that have already been skeined up, but the rest of this is alpaca. Alpaca, I love this alpaca. Come on, close. There we go. This is a favorite of mine. And this was a vacation treat. This is 100% alpaca, sheared from Pandolfi, who is a bay black in 2018. And it's bulky, but it's all this brown, black, depending on the way the light hits it. And there's Pandolfi. And this is from a alpaca farm. Just super soft. Alpaca farm in Jefferson, North Carolina. And I went there for a vacation in 2019. So I actually got to meet Pandolfi. And I have my picture taken with him. So I made a pair. They get closed good. They work good, but otherwise, sorry for the snapping. I made a pair of mittens that I wore in Alaska from Pandolfi's yarn, and they were so warm. And I gifted, those are the ones I gifted. I think I gifted those to my sister, or I can't remember now. I gifted her with a pair of mitts, and then I made myself some mitts. And I can't remember which alpaca I gifted her with and which I came home with. But they make some really great mittens, and they definitely keep your hands warm and dry, even in Alaska winter. But then, oh yeah, I had more in that cabinet. I know my stash is not, some people's is worse, some people's is better. It's just all a matter. Okay, so over here, You might recognize this area as part of where I do the podcasting. I have, my alpaca fiber with the drop spindle in there that I'm learning trying to teach myself how to, my mind went blank. I'm thinking the word weave, and I know that's not it. But I'm teaching myself to spin. Over here, jug of minis. This is all full minis. And then all of these are mainly partials. So I'm going to keep working on this. I have the air conditioning off in the room so it won't be so loud. And as you can see from my face, I need the air conditioning back on. So let's work. It's starting to fall off the bed. Let's work our way through this together. Join me on this journey. I hope you guys have a great day. I think I'm going to go put my feet up, get some ice water going. And the yarn is safe for today. And I will catch you guys tomorrow. Now, I am going to be doing a podcast, just to let you know. I will be doing a podcast this month. I'm trying to have it ready to go up on the 8th, which is my birthday. And I will be doing a giveaway. I've debated on it with as much as postage is going up and everything. I am thinking that I will be doing a pattern giveaway just so it can go anywhere. And the other thing is I've created my logo for my channel. I'm real excited about it. And I have ordered some charms to make some stitch markers that will go with my logo. So I'm going to make up some stitch markers and maybe something small with some Christmas fabric or something that I can, if you've been on here at all with me before, you know sewing is not something that I really enjoy. It's not my thing, but I have some really cute Christmas fabric. I have more of, here we go. This here. So I was thinking I might make like a sock bag or something like that I can put into a small envelope and send it out so that I can afford the postage on it. But I will have more information for you on the actual podcast, and then you'll be able to enter on my July podcast, and then I'll be drawing winners on the September podcast. So that'll give everyone plenty of time. I know a lot of people don't care for these daily vlogs. I really enjoy them. For me, it helps me get to know the podcasters, and it keeps me coming back. And so I'm hoping that getting a look into my life is not scaring you away. This is me. This is me and my weird laugh. This is me and all my little idiosyncrasies. But welcome to my world. So I'm going to say goodbye for now. See you tomorrow. And go back, look at some of my videos if you're just finding me. Thank you guys for continuing. Leave me a like. If you haven't subscribed, please do. It really helps. In fact, what I've been getting from family members, and I've been asking for them to do, is to just subscribe to my channel and not unsubscribe, and that's my birthday present. So, including my son-in-law, that was the birthday present I requested from him. So just keep coming back. Send me little notes. I really appreciate the dialogue, and I'm loving getting to know you guys. Thanks again, and I'll see you later.